Morning, folks. How are we all today? Just give me a wee second, we'll get Facebook on. That's the money in for YouTube. And we have a total of £1,033.49, I think it is, in the bank, folks. So we'll start getting that out as of tomorrow. And that will be going through the Lanarkshire area first, and then into Glasgow, and then across the Lothians. Okay, so you get an idea of what's happening in the next few months. Right, that's Facebook on board. We'll wait until we get a Facebooker in. We'll get things underway. Who's in? Hi, John. Hi, Neil McLean. Hi, DJ Marcy Moo. Alistair Kerr. Indy Scott Bryan. Alex Adam. Good morning, Alex. Who else we get in? Let's scroll up. Jeanette Gilfillan. Stephen Bankier. Leapson. Carol Oates. Hi, Carol. Hi, Mark Telfer. Right, we'll scroll back down again. Oh gosh, can't go a wee bit more. Hey, hi, Ange. Hi, June. Hi, Stephen. Right, scroll back down. We get any Facebookers in yet? First the Facebookers in. Good morning, Duke Coatley. Okay, we've got 91 on the scoreboard. That's close enough. Morning, Karen. Let's get this show underway. It's Indy Two Davies at the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is cloudy this morning but still warm, 9 degrees. So that's the weather here in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire. You want to know what the weather's like where you are? Look at your own bloody windy. As you can see, co-host Charlie Cat is on the table where he normally is, paying absolutely bugger all attention to what's going on. In fact, you only see his tail end today. But as you know, it's Wednesday. That means that the other co-host will be here for Meat and Fire Headlines It to get his initial reaction to the headlines, because he hasn't seen the headlines. Alright, at least he better know, because that's the premise of the show. And John, thank you very much. Some funds for the food banks on a day off, going into Glasgow after your broadcast for holiday shopping. Oh, John. Hey, get into Glasgow. You're in Fife, it's going to take you a wee while to get there. Ah, shit, I haven't met you, mate, but I've got to pick a wife up at 1. And she's a crab-at-face gift. She just wanted to go home. But thanks very much for that kind contribution. Right, let's get the other one in. Good morning, David. Aye, it's all right. The cat's fine.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
He's a much more cooperative fucking co-host than you are. Right, we need to batter through these. There's a lot going on. Mind this initial reaction, David. No in-depth, just your initial reaction. Okay. So here we go. First up, we have the Herald. Yeah, fucking typical. Right, first up, the Herald. Here we go. Chancellor warned of death risk if welfare funds cut. Call ahead of spring statement.
Well, it's a spring statement from Rachel from Accounts, basically going to put people who are disabled, whatever, could commit suicide, could actually end up ill because of the situation. Something like
that. Aye. Basically, they're being warned by the third sector, the charity sector, that this will lead to people's deaths. People will starve to death.
Mm-hmm.
People will commit suicide.
Yeah.
You're right. There is a risk assessment, apparently, and it will be telling her that people will die. Now, it appears she doesn't give a fuck, because it's not her people that will die. It's ours. You know what I mean?
Human beings.
Say, thanks, Liz. Thank you very much, Liz. Right, let's move on. Next up, we'll get the Herald. The Scotsman, sorry. So let's get Scotsman up. Reeves vows to go faster with $2.2 billion for defence.
Well, if true, which I'm not sure about the Scotsman, but if true, it seems to pour cold water on what she's trying to, or what she says she's trying to do, right? So she's trying to claw back money to put into coffers, and with this one, 2.2 million for defence, a billion for defence, is pushing it a bit further, spending money. So what's she doing?
Well, anyway, I'll follow up a bit so you can see this, right? What it says is Murray says welfare cuts won't affect Scottish budget this round. Not won't. It will be in subsequent years that the budget gets cut again and again and again. Remember, folks, the Scottish budget's already been slashed by 11% since 2011.
And we're about 70 million short on the calculations that we should have got back on Barnett consequentials. Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, we're well short.
Yeah.
Anyway, as I say, Reeves vows to go faster with 2.2 billion for defence. You know, she's cutting 5 billion for the budget, the benefit budget. She's given 2 billion to housing to go faster, 2.2 billion to defence.
Yeah.
Surely at this point in time when people are going hungry, we could maybe, go a wee bit slower on the defence part. We're not in any imminent risk.
That's right.
Well,
just Reeves and Keir Starmer and all the rest of them, right? Bad choice, guys. End of story, right? Next. Thanks, Les.
Next up, we have a Daily Fail. And it's today the Chancellor will point the finger at global turmoil, but the public don't buy it. Don't shift blame for economy's woes, voters tell Reeves.
Yeah, well, it's not a paper that I favour, but at the same time, economy's woes are Rachel Reeves just hasn't helped the economy whatsoever, isn't going to help the economy. Everything she talks about is outside the term of the election. So the term of them being power. So 5 years, forget it.
For me, what it's about is inflation and how global markets are having the pressure on inflation, how Donald Trump's no helping, and how it's going to fuck her fiscal rules, because her fiscal rules or Hunt's fiscal rules are a 5-year cycle. But inflation has just blown the 9.5 billion wriggle room that she was trying to create right out the fucking water. Right, let's move on.
National insurance for a start to shove that one in. There you go.
Initial reactions, David. We don't have time for further reaction. All right.
Okay, thanks.
Right, the Daily Fail. The Daily Rancid record. It has top paracetamol dose was 10 times too much. Hospital blunder, baby fighting for life.
Paracetamol. Isn't it Calpol that babies get?
It's the green one,
and 2 spoonfuls is what you're supposed to match.
This child was in the hospital getting treated, David. Yeah. Paracetamol was being administered as a painkiller. Unfortunately, there's been an error, and the dose given to the child was 10 times too much.
Not doing 20 spoonfuls.
Now, as you know, no, David, it's going through a drip. Anyway, what do you call it? As we know, clinical errors do happen. It's sad when it happens, but human error happens in all walks of life, including the medical profession. This is a tragic case because it was a tot that managed to recognise it quick, that managed to save a tot's life so far. The main worry is brain damage, apparently.
And if it was paracetamol, liver damage as well.
Aye, well, as I say, but clinical errors do happen. They're only human. It's tragic when they happen sometimes, but it does happen. Let's move on. Next up, we have the scum, and I don't put the sun up. And it runs on an entertainment story. It's been avoiding politics for so fucking long now. Murdoch's out the politics game here in the UK when it comes to his paper. This particular paper, anyway. Anyway, the scum has it runs on an entertainment story. Ticketmaster savaged in painful. And Oasis fans misled by prices, price and ticket site mistakes, and they might have broken the law by overpricing the VIP tickets. Are you interested in this story?
Who the hell wants to go and see Oasis in Scotland, in Edinburgh? Because Oasis are the band, the chap, I forget the name of the two brothers that run Oasis. He called Scotland a third world country. Now get the fuck.
Anyway, on the front page of the Sun, there's two pictures. There's the main headline on the front of the Sun is definitely shady, right? And we get a picture of the two brothers, and I'm assuming they're trying to look shady, like a pair of shady characters. But what they do look like is a pair of angry old men.
Liam.
A pair of angry old men. I don't care what Liam's going to say about Scotland being a third world country. I've been to fucking Manchester.
Thing is, he's from Liverpool.
They're a Manchester-based band.
I thought they were Liverpool.
No, Manchester.
Right.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're no any better than any other city in the UK. They're all shiteholes.
Yeah.
In one way or another. They're alright when you get into the city centre where all the pretty buildings are, where the rich used to want to show off their opulent wealth. So it's Glasgow, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, all these city centres put together by rich people while there was fucking people in their hovels all around about it. Yeah. You know. Right, let's move on. The Express. We'll put the Express up. But as for the ticket scams have been on for fucking ever.
Oh, yeah.
You know, buy low, sell high. Yeah. Right, here we go. The Daily Express has police are battling to keep lid on explosion of gangland violence in the capital. Underworld tinderbox as global syndicate at work. Now, apparently, Edinburgh is a den of iniquity where a underworld tinderbox is about to go off with global syndicate at work, and the police are trying to keep a lid on it. I couldn't get my head wrapped around this one, David.
Do you want to know something, David? Right? Mafia or the other crime cabals have been there since crime cabals were thought of, right? And it's like that seems to be a headline looking for a new story to actually make it work. So they're filling up a front page with fuck all.
As far as I'm concerned, if the capital is a tinderbox and the police are trying to put a stop to it, the best way to do it is just to take the gloves off, let them go at each other, go around them all fucking up.
In Glasgow, we had knife crimes and all the rest of it, right? For a while there, they actually just stood back.
I've obviously missed something. I need to scroll up because Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you very much. Lauren popped in a £300 into the food bank fund.
Liz Shields up, David.
Hold on, I'm going to put Lauren up.
Oh yeah.
He popped 300 into bank account yesterday. Happy days. Thank you very much, Lauren. That will go a long way to helping, as you know.
It does help a lot. Yes, of course it does.
You're all such generous people.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right, let's move on for the Express and their kid on fucking crime wars in Edinburgh. A more peaceful city you never seen, actually. It's like something straight out of a fucking chocolate box. Yeah. Right, let's move on. The Times has, let's see what the Times have got for us today, David, because time is moving on. The Times has benefits face deeper cuts as Reeves welfare reforms fall short. This is down to the inflation expected to rise to 3.4 and beyond, David. We'll talk about our fiscal rules and the 9.5 billion wriggle room, which is no there anymore. Yeah. And US placates Putin over Black Sea ceasefire. Are you surprised at that one?
Well, after what was said by the defense secretary that was across there, and he said that Ukraine is not even a proper country. He was parroting what.
No, that's the envoy that's negotiating, Steve Witkoff.
Effectively, what he did was he's parroted everything that Putin's been saying. They are placating Putin, and you would see yourself Whose side are they on?
Listen, you've got to take the Donald Trump's point of view. America has given a lot since the Second World War. Now he wants it all fucking back. He's in an empire building thing. He wants to leave himself as a great name as an American president. He wants to leave a legacy. He wants to create his own American empire. He wants to expand the fucking territory. He's a tit. And we'll get a wee bit more up further in.
Yep.
Right, so that was the Times. Let's have a look and see what the Telegraph's got for us this morning. Mortal blow to assisted dying bill. And I'll blow up a wee bit, give you the second line. And it says, delayed until 2029, may lead government to abandon law deemed unworkable.
It's only it becomes unworkable the more time you take. If people are asked to make a snap decision, MPs are asked to make a snap decision, it's likely you get through, but then you get more and more time to think and to listen to the arguments and all this, that then more and more of them go.
Actually, David Reflector is bogged in the House of Lords.
Yeah.
And it's likely to be bounced about for fucking years.
But the majority of them are that close to blooming death. They don't want to be pushed through the door any quicker.
And the job Brian will get to JD Barnes.
Who's this ugly bastard that's on the picture?
It's Harry. Apparently he's resigned for his own charity in Africa because of infighting. Anyway, the byline that's important there is the world has changed, says Reeves, as her fiscal plans unravel. Okay. Now, obviously, David, if I wasn't firing headlines at you this morning, I'd get into much more depth. Right, the National's got 2 or 3 stories in the front of it, so we'll take a wee bit of time. We'll take each one as a hit it. All right.
Okay.
I'll put the National up. Ross to quit Holyrood. Former Tory leader has his sights set on Westminster return.
He must have found the 28,000 down the back of his couch then.
That's a fair enough reaction. Would the Tory party want to select this Muppet going forward, depending because of how toxic he's become? In fact, no, he's become a hate figure within the Tory party.
Next one is Land Reform Bill won't touch most Scottish estates. I haven't read it, and I will read that one because I'm one of the ones that are actually pushing for Land Reform Bill because I want the Scottish estates returned back to the people of Scotland. Scottish Labour MPs land for benefits.
Hey, I tell you the fucking headline. It's not the other way round.
Hurry up then.
Scottish Labour MPs land for benefit comments. Now, we'll get who he is. His name is McKee, and he's accused of siding with rich elite over working class constituents, as he says he's proud of reforms. Scottish health expert cuts will cause harm to disabled people, not move them into work.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Anyway, what's the point of this part? This headline? The point of this headline is to highlight the fact that these fuckers are red Tories. They're no actually Labour.
Yeah.
And how this wee boy found himself as an elected representative. He doesn't look as if he's got any life experience. He looks as if he's straight out of fucking university. Who elected this kid?
School, I would say.
But Ross to quit Holyrood and to try and get back into Westminster. That's a really interesting story. As we know, Dross was in Westminster, and then when he got elected also to the Scottish Parliament, he sat in both parliaments for a while, and then was forced to quit Westminster through pressure by his own party here in Scotland. And then, of course, we know what he did with David Duggan. What do we call him? No Duggan. The Tory boy up in where Seamus won his seat in Aberdeenshire North.
The guy was in hospital.
That's it, aye. That made them up so it was fucking toxic in the Tories here in Scotland.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the boy that was in hospital would probably have beaten Seamus. He was a popular MP.
Yeah. When you do something like that to a colleague, you go, fuck you. I don't understand these people with the way they think. They must think we're all like that. They'll probably laugh and go, yeah, that's the way. Go get them, Ross. Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
Aye, Alex Ross is missing being headlines and in the limelight. I have to say his replacement, Russell Finley's no any better.
Yeah.
McKee was born in 94 or 95. He's nearly 30. He's weathered well, that boy. Still a fucking boy, but politicians should have some life experience.
We should look at Wiki and see if he's actually shaving yet. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't shaving regularly. I was 35.
Oh, fuck off! I had a beard at 15.
I was surprised when this fucker grew. Actually, when I set about getting it grow.
I had to go and ask the head of PE at my secondary school, is that okay? You know, and he said, just keep it clean. Anyway.
Right. Let's get the eye up. What's the eye go for today? Oh, fuck, it's missing. I better go and get it. I'll go and retrieve the eye. It'll only take me a minute. I must have shut it down there by mistake. That's why I keep up the review page. Right, here we go. What's the eye go for us today? As we wind down and get to work for 30 minutes. New rail, new roads, laser weapons for Navy as Reeves tries to soften blow or seek to shift attention away from squeeze on public spending in today's spring statement to focus on infrastructure investment as way to boost flatlining UK growth. Major transport projects expected to be announced after 10 billion tunnel for Thames approved. 2.2 billion defence funding injection will equip Royal Navy ships with precise laser weapons. Reeves will announce as a down payment on pledge to raise spending to 2.5% of GDP by 2027. And big day personally for Under Fire Chancellor as she seeks to convince Labour MPs angry at the scale of cuts to benefits and services of need to keep public finances from slipping into the red. What are you talking about? Fucking over £1 trillion worth of fucking debt, apparently. Yeah. Anyway, hope of early defence pact with Europe may be scuppered over insistence deal is tied to fishing.
As far as I'm concerned, by 2027, the House of Commons will be baying at the door of Labour to get out of the fucking way.
The way I see it, the economy is shrinking. To get to 2.5% of GDP by 2027, they're not spending any more money. You think Ross would stand for UKIP reform and pro-gammon Brexit area or whatever fog phrase Farage calls them? Good point, John. Now, what do I make of these headlines? Hold on, I need to put this back up a second, David, because I want to tell you a story here. It's an important one that people remember this one. Now, when Rishi Sunak was facing the aftermath of the Truss debacle, these are the promises that he made. Increased infrastructure spend, increased military spend, increased spending on the NHS. None of it came to pass, and that's exactly what I expect the same here. She knows she's fucked. She knows the economy's in decline, so she's throwing out pie in the sky. Jam tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's what this is, folks.
Yeah.
That's what I see here. But I just see a rinse and repeat. Bojo did it. Truss, well, she wasn't in long enough to do fuck all. But Sunak made the same promises. The same promises.
But you noticed that when it was the Tories, Hunt, that was our Chancellor, was very rarely up and centre, right? what we've had Keir Starmer pulling stand back and letting Rachel Reeves do what the hell she likes, right?
Hunt was much clever on that. He didn't even show up in the Commons. He sent a Treasury official.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he actually did run even though I don't like the bastard, he did actually run a business. So at the end of the day, it's like he get some indication of what he was doing, some inkling of what he was doing, you know.
Marcy Moore's got a fair point there. To be fair, Mary Black was only 19 when she was elected and was a superb MP. She was the exception to the rule, to be fair.
Yes, that's right.
To be fair.
Yeah.
There's not very often a political fucking superstar is launched as quickly as that, you know. Yeah. Right, last up, and just in time to wind up, we'll go to the Star. Now, somebody was talking about J.D. Vance earlier. Well, funny enough, the Star's talking about J.D. Vance today. Let's put it up. J.D. Vance hates Britain, hates Europe, and hates Ukraine, and could be US president at any moment. Is this the most dangerous man? And for some reason, we'll get an arrow pointing at one of the stars on the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
That is a fair statement.
Huh?
You know, he doesn't like Britain, he doesn't like Europe, he doesn't like Ukraine, and he could be the US president at any moment because it's quite clear that Mr. Trump's in cognitive decline, rapid cognitive decline. And they're not going to be able to hide it for the public for much longer than there will be a demand to remove him.
Well, he probably reads the 25th Amendment every night before going to bed, which is what he used to actually say, you're now Mr. President now, Mr. Vance, because the other one's kicked the bucket or he's incompetent or whatever, you know.
Well, as I say, one thing is becoming blatantly obvious to everybody on the planet, from one press interview to the next, is that Donald Trump's cognitive abilities are rapidly in decline.
Yeah, don't forget though, it is the incoming president's gift to actually say, right, the vice president get the initial choice over who could possibly be the vice president, the running mate, right? So therefore, it was Trump that brought Vance on board, right? And Trump's choices are bad anyway, so you can see why Vance was chosen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a ridiculous character. If he was, I tell you what, see, Vance becomes the president of the United States, it'll be at war with whoever, Europe or Canada or whatever, as quick as you can say, oh, fuck, right?
Yeah, Melanie needs to get back to sleep. Correspondent from Sweden. Yeah. But to be fair, David, you know, Trump is on his way doing. Eventually, the people are going to notice. You're noticing if he interview to interview, his cognitive abilities are gone. You know, So, and it's been quite rapid.
Yeah.
So Vance could well be at the forefront shortly.
Yeah. 25th Amendment.
Okay. Reagan, I seen you were talking the other night there about doing an early morning programme and you're only going to do a paper review. You want to do a paper review, young man, day one. It's a different set of publications you have down that road. We have different set of headlines. I often read both sets to see what the differences are. So, I mean, what you get in your paper review down there in England, you'll get the Financial Times, you'll get the Guardian as well, you know, the Mirror, the things that you don't get.
Yeah.
So we're totally different together, Reagan. So if you want to do an 8 o'clock newspaper review in England, you go right ahead. Use the English publication.
But do remember what the point is. The point is to tell people, don't just read the headlines in the local news agent or whatever and think you've got all the news. Sometimes the article is bugger all to do with the headline.
The other thing to remember, Reagan, is when you get the headlines, you're going to have to read every fucking single story. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I'm a speed reader and that's a lot of work. Okay. Right, that's it, David. We're on 11 o'clock. Show's finished. Fuck off. No, I'm only joking. Right, folks, round this one up. Thanks very much to my guest star today, David Milligan, for taking these headlines square in the face and see if we can do it. My co-host Charlie Cat, he's doing exactly what David's doing. He's giving himself a wee groom, you know.
Right, guys.
And
Nice being here. I'm going back to bed. Right.
thanks to your contributors. Thanks to contributors today who have been very generous and put huge amounts of funds towards helping their communities. And thanks very much to moderators. Hit the like button. I want the likes to get up to over 100. Hit the share button if you want, but more importantly, hit the subscribe and the like button, because that helps the algorithm and drives more people to us, and that generates advertising revenue, and that generates money for food banks. All right, say bye, David.
Bye, David. Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Right. Okay, folks, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 10:30. The Two Davies are more after than, but that time we'll have had the spring statement. David and I will have time to go through it. I dare say a fair bit of the programme maybe turned out as a spring statement.